The third part of your research strategy is looking at your assignment to see what types and how many resources your professor wants you to use. Usually, your professors will suggest you use books, articles, and web pages for your research. Be sure to ask how many sources you need to use. Books often give you a broad view of a topic, including its history, overview, and analysis. Because books aren't usually updated on a yearly basis, the information might be dated. Check the publishing date carefully before you use a book. Articles tend to be more focused on a specific aspect of a subject, whereas books cover whole topics. Articles are often more up-to-date because magazines, newspapers, and journals are published more frequently than books, often on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. Your professors will also distinguish between popular magazines, newspapers, and scholarly journals. You can usually find the most up-to-date information on a topic on a website because it can be updated at any given moment. For example, breaking news is more likely to be found on a website like CNN.com. Days, weeks, and months later, you'll find articles about what happened. A year later, if it was a big enough event, you'll start finding books on it. Websites can be problematic, though, because they're not always as credible or reliable as books or articles. When you come to the library with your U100 class, the librarian will teach you how to find books in our library using the online catalog. The record of a book will show you where to find it in the library or if it's been checked out. You'll also learn how to find articles using some of our online databases like General OneFile. Typically, you'll find more reliable sources in the databases than in Google. When librarians talk about using websites for research, they sometimes talk about two different kinds: websites from the free web and websites from the deep web. The free web is what you're used to searching, like when you search Google. It's available to anyone with an internet connection, but the information isn't always reliable. We'll spend time discussing what makes a website reliable or not during our first session in the library. The deep web, on the other hand, has restricted access, often because it will cost you money to see it. You won't always find the same information by just searching Google. The library's databases, which can access magazine and journal articles, often with full text, are examples of the deep web. If your professors tell you not to use internet sources, they're usually referring to the free web, not the library's online databases. When in doubt, though, you can ask your professor.